What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down five-star wide receiver Mekhi Lemon's route running. We're going to be talking about how he's been able to improve his route running and why I feel he is one of the best wide receivers in that 2023 class. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Hope it can give you some value. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you need to improve your hands, your catching ability, check out that very first link in the description below for our 30-day wide receiver catching program 2.0. So if you don't have a quarterback to throw to you, this is a perfect plan for you. We give you grip strengthening drills, hand-eye coordination drills that you can do on a day-to-day basis with sets and reps, no QB needed. So check out that very first link below if interested, fellas. Let's get started with this video. So now this first route from Lemon, he does this like diamond release slant, right? Where this DB pretty much straps it up. He's right on his hip. He's able to cover him. I think if this ball is out right now, this DB is able to make a play on it because we did not sell the route enough. Now, again, like I said, we're going to talk about how much his route running has improved because that's why I think he's one of the most dangerous wide receivers in the class. So we're going to show a good example of a diamond release slant from him in a second. But the reason why this didn't work, right? When you have inside leverage coverage, obviously that DB is trying to sit to that leverage. He's trying to protect that leverage. He's trying to force everything to the outside right now. He does not want to give up the slant, the 5-yard in, the drag. So he's trying to force everything to the sideline. The sideline is the 12th defender on the field. In this case, the 8th defender because it's 7-on-7. So Lemon's not going to get this guy to bite because when he comes off the ball, I want you to look at his diamond release. A diamond release is 3 steps to the outside, but we're trying to sell fade. So when you take those 3 steps and they are choppy steps, that's not going to get that DB to bite. That's not going to get him to think fade because we're chopping with my feet. If I take choppy steps, DB is not threatened by the fade and he is just going to sit to the inside. If he were to go and he were to actually run with some speed, commit his hips, commit his shoulders, that would have gotten that DB to bite and we would have gotten some separation on this thing. So fellas, we have to make sure constantly we are selling vertical to get separation. So I'm going to play this full speed and then we're going to show a good example of him playing some team in Florida with getting him to bite on a diamond release. So he does the same exact thing, but I want you to see how much harder and how much longer strides he takes on this diamond release to get this DB to flip. I'm going to play it full speed again one more time. And this shows, again, the improvement with this route running, the improvement to get this DB to open up, because that's what it's going to take at the next level, fellas. When you're playing DBs, and again, the last example, they were playing modern day, and I don't know if any of you know anything about California football, but that's the team. You know what I mean? Like Bosco beat them this year. Modern Day's always top 1 or two, number 1 or number 2, right? So that DB is probably going to play college football. Just like I got this DB up here, because there's a team in Florida, will probably play college football. But those disciplined DBs, fellas, are not going to bite on some weak move to the outside, on some slow 3 steps, on some choppy steps to the outside. They will not bite. They just will not do it. The only way we get them to commit is by being a full salesman with my routes. So when he comes off this break, you see how he gives a little hesitation move, and then he accelerates to the outside. He's running hard, gives a little peek back with his eyes. His hips and his shoulders are committed. He's keeping the same stride, right? He doesn't take choppy steps. He's taking full 3 strides. That's what gets this DB to commit, fellas, because that actually looks like a fade. Making it look like a fade is much more than just running fast. It's about selling with your hips and shoulders. It's about maintaining the same stride. All of that will get this DB to commit, get him to open up, and we can win. So now, how do you build off of this? How can you play off of this? Because again, he is probably one of the faster receivers that I've seen because he goes to the same high school that I went to. I graduated before him, obviously. But go watch him play sometimes. And he's incredibly fast. Like, it is insane how fast this guy is. Like, he'll catch a bubble screen and he will take this thing 80, 85 yards, and it's not even close. Like, guys have the angle on him too, and he will run right by him. So the reason why this type of release can work is because of how much of a vertical threat he is. You know, everybody loves to put the 5-star label on guys. You know, what makes guys 5-star recruits? Like, he might be one of those guys where it's like, yeah, he's going to go to the league. He's going to play in the league. He is the best player on their team by far. It's not even close, right? So when you're always a vertical threat off the line and you can make your releases look the same, make your routes look the same, that's very, very tough on a DB. That's so tough because how many times have you probably seen like a guy like Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, go with this like hesitation move right here and then go run a fade? You get the DB to sit inside, then you go run a fade. That is what the threat is. Because now when you do this hesitation move and you go run a 3-step or you go run this diamond release slant, next time you have a fade called, what do you think this guy's going to be thinking about? He's going to be thinking about the touchdown that he just gave up. So he's probably going to sit a little bit more disciplined to the inside. and that gives up the fade. So you have to make your routes look the same, fellas, if you want to be dangerous. And that's, again, You working on your speed, you working on your route running. We get a lot of questions from receivers like, hey, what's most important to work on in the offseason? The answer is yes. You got to work on all of it because all of those things can apply. To be able to make this type of sharp cut where you put the brakes on like this suddenly, you have to have strong legs. You have to have ankle stability, knee stability. Got to do a lot of one-legged exercises to help with cuts. You got to do a lot of resistance work to help with your speed. All of those things directly translate to on-field play, and that's what we need. So let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Much improved diamond release here from Lemon. Great job getting that DB to open up his hips, think fade, by simply selling with his stride, his body language, and his speed. Okay, so now this next example I want to show here, I mainly just want to show this to showcase the change of direction that he has and being able to control the speed that he has. Because I feel like there's a difference. You know, like you get a lot of receivers in high school especially who are just, and again, like I mentioned, he's insanely fast, but it's like a sneaky fast. It's more like a smooth, right? It's more like you want to be, he's very, very smooth with his change of direction, smooth with his routes. You get a lot of high school receivers who are just fast and they're just going to run around everybody. There's no technique involved. But that smoothness is what you would see from an NFL guy. What you see from an NFL guy, like getting in and out of breaks, like, you know, you go, especially living in California, you go to a Ram game. There's a difference between Jalen Ramsey and the backup DBs that they have on that team. Just a fact. And they're all extremely talented, but there's a difference. There's like that it factor that he has that you just can't explain where it's smooth, right? And so that's what Lemon has, and it's good to showcase this on this route. Now, this route, I'm going to tell you right now, takes a while, right? But him being able to get in and out of this break as fast and as smooth as he does showcases that he has great change of direction. So he's running something called a post out, right? So a post out, or like a blaze out, is where you break to a post, you take 3 steps at the post break and break to the out. So they call that blazing the out. Where like if you're breaking, like let's say that's his first step, let's say that's his first step to the post right there, right? It's going 1, 2, 3. You're snapping on the 3rd step. You would pivot your 2nd step and then hook around with your 3rd step. Now, when you do that type of break, it is super important that you're able to drop your hips, change direction, change your pad level to get in and out of this thing quickly, right? And that's what he has. It's almost like he's pulling a string. When he drops into this thing, he's pulling a string. String goes chin to his knee, and he's able to just put the brakes on and drop. So when you can sell your routes and you have speed, and you're able to change direction like that, that makes such a big difference, and that makes it so hard on the DB because he wants to commit to the post. Just like how like maybe you're running a comeback route. He wants to commit to the fade. And when you have that violent hip drop, that smooth hip drop to get you in and out, that makes all the difference in the world, and that's what can get you a ton of separation. So let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Lemon selling this post here on this blaze out and being able to change direction quickly and have that smooth change of direction that you see oftentimes from those high-level receivers. All right, fellas, really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. Always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like a 30-day wide receiver catching program with over 30 days of wide receiver catching drills, grip strengthening exercises with sets, reps, and examples of each exercise, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.